All right, here we are, and we have Matt from Tile for Less. Turn around, Matt. This is Matt from Tile for Less. What do we got going on here?
Well, we're just going to make sure that the walls are flat before we put the boards up, you know, because we've got a larger format tile and we want everything to lay flat so we don't have any lippage.
Nice.
We use some of these cardboard shims here.
Yep.
They work swell for that.
Yep. So those boards will lay nice and flat. So
anyway, today what we're going to do is we're going to do the whole shower enclosure, everything you need to do this on your own. So basically, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure your drain assembly is proper. Whether or not you're going to use, on this one we're going to attach a 2-inch pipe to the drain assembly. Then what happens is this gets thin set to the floor.
So what is that?
This is a custom made foam shower pan. It's all pre-pitched and everything that goes directly to the drain. So then they also made a curb for the shower, and the curb has an arrow pointed this way, so that's the way that you point it.
That
into
goes
the
up.
shower. It goes up and it points towards the shower, so water will flow back into the shower instead of onto the floor.
All right, so this customer right here in this particular shower, we're starting out with a 2-inch ABS drain, but the drain, the height of this pipe, it's too high for this assembly. We're going to use the Ebby clamp, bond flange drain that perfectly fits with the custom made shower pan. But the issue is here, our pipe is too high, and that's really common. So Matt, how do we make this work?
We'll measure, we'll take the drain, put it in the shower pan assembly, and measure to the distance it needs to be, and then we'll transpose that on a cutting wheel that will cut from the inside of the ABS pipe, and we've got tape on there, so that's about the height we want this to be. And we're going to take and we're going to cut that off, and then we're going to be able to come back with the ABS glue, and then we're going to drop the shower pan on, and then we're going to set the drain assembly with the 2-inch pipe.
So I noticed that this stuff to me doesn't really appear to line up really sweet between the subfloor and the shower pan and the ABS pipe. Does that matter, or does that make a difference?
Well, the ABS pipe lines up fine with the drain or the shower pan. It doesn't matter if the subway or the subfloor lines up. That's irrelevant. So just as long as the drain is, you know, the 2-inch pipe is centered with the shower pan.
Okay.
Right.
So what exactly are we looking at here to determine that we've got this properly installed?
Well, the top of the bond flange drain just needs to be flush with the pitch on the shower pan.
And so where are we looking at? Oh, right here. Gotcha. So this part needs to be flush. Mm-hmm. Nice. All right, so what are you doing now here?
We're going to get ready to do the shower pan and the walls, or the boards. And I'm just marking the nailers so we know where to put the screws.
What do you mean the nailers? The studs? So you know where to...
Uh-huh.
Right.
So you just kind of... I guess these are going to get covered up anyway, aren't they?
Uh-huh. All right, so at this point we're mixed up the mortar and getting ready to spread the mortar down to set the shower pan, the pre-made shower pan. Does it matter what type of mortar that you use here?
It's not too important, but you know, the more polymers you have in your mortar, you know, the better the bond is. But,
okay, nice.
But usually doesn't matter too much on this application.
I take it you're just using the flat side of the trowel to get the mortar.
Just to do a burn coat.
A burn coat, okay. All right, so does it matter what size trowel that you use to set the shower pan?
They suggest a 1/4 by 3/8 notch trowel.
A 1/4 by 3/8 notch.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Square notch.
1/4 by 3/8 inch square notch.
That's what, yeah, right.
So it's marked so you know which side goes where?
Yeah.
Well, it looked like it went in there pretty easily.
The next step is we're going to ABS cement the collar onto the heavy bond flange drain.
And that's just what kind of cement?
ABS.
Okay.
And then we're going to take the whole drain assembly and attach it to the 2-inch pipe.
Gotcha.
Takes 2 people sometimes.
2 people in matching shirts. Very nice.
Maybe do a little more.
There we go.
Looks good.
So did it line up? Was it hard to get it to line up with the pipe since it was kind of offset in that hole, or did it just slide right on there?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Oh, nice.
Is that tool? And then we do have this fancy tool that reaches in. Well,
And what's it doing?
it kind of holds the other pipe steady.
If you have to move the pipe around to match it up to the bond flange drain. Nice. Where do you get that tool? What is that thing?
We've just been loaning it out at the store.
All right. So when you buy a pan from us, we'll loan you the tool. All right. So now we're cutting some of the waterproof TLT Ardex boards that are going to go in for the shower wall. And these cut really easily. He's just using a box cutter knife. That's all. And we got a framing square to kind of help us keep the line. And that's how easily it cuts right there. Voila.
Looks awesome.
Oh, now we need the fasteners. So they come with a special TLT fastener, washer, and regular pretty much drywall screw.
Why are we hanging it with that and not just a regular screw?
The screws need the washers so they don't pull right through the board. Because the board is just basically foam.
Right, but it's a waterproof.
It's a waterproof board.
Right. You want to make sure that gets sucked in.
Yeah,
so
make sure everything's
gotcha.
So it doesn't stick out.
All right, so we're putting in the other wall board. So to be clear here, we put the shower pan in first, then the wall boards are going on. Then the curb is going to slide right into this area here. So the wall board's going to go behind the curb that way. Nice. Looking good. So then what is this here? The LT 700?
TLT 700.
TLT 700?
And this is made as an adhesive and sealant.
Boards together?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the theory here?
Yep.
And then that's what makes it completely waterproof in the seams? Is that the whole point?
Yeah, this is one method for sure.
Okay. And I know I've seen tape as well.
Yeah, we're using tape on this job
Okay.
as well.
Nice. So I take it doesn't need to look pretty. You just need to get a good consistent bead on there. All right. Now that we've got the board set there, I'm gonna put the curb in. Now normally you wouldn't need to put the boards in before the curb, correct? Because when you order it, we measure from wall to wall, and that curb is made specifically to fit that opening, correct?
Yeah, but it's just the reveal of where the tile was going to end up on here, because we're not going to wrap the tile around the outside edge. It's just going to come to here and end. and so we didn't want to have the edge of the tile exposed. So that's why we had to adjust for this.
Okay, that makes sense. And to note, it was a pretty easy fix to adjust the length of the curb. We just simply marked it and used a handsaw, and it we're able to adjust the length of the curb pretty easily that way. So now to set in the curb, is it the same 1/4 by 3/8 inch notch trowel, or are we going to put a solid thing here? Like
I'm just using a 1/4 by 1/4 margin trowel on this.
Okay, to set the curb.
Yeah.
And this is retrofitted, so that's why it's going over an existing tile floor here. So, all right, we're getting ready to set the curb in then.
Probably lost a little bit on that with the mortar, but
so that arrow, that's important because that
the curb is pitched towards the shower, so any moisture on here will flow back into the shower instead of onto the bathroom floor.
Nice. So make sure that arrow points towards the inside of the shower. And that went in there pretty easily.
And we'll put the level on that.
All right.
Perfect.
On the bubble. Nice. All right. And you just caulk every one of those hangers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my potted knife is right. For all the seams, and we've got the Ardex tape that runs along all the seams, and that's like this stuff here. We have the Ardex corners, inside and outside corners, that will seal all the corners like that. And so the way we're going to do it is we're going to be done. So you just scoop the mud on there, like so, and then we'll put the tape on it. We just cover the corner with the thin set and key in the tape, and so we're still sealing the corners. As you can see, we're going around the niches to make sure that they're all sealed. But we got the big corners done, and that's all with the Ardex tape and the mortar. Make it all smooth. That's good. All right, so anyway, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fasten this fabric to the shower pan to waterproof that. And we're gonna use the same mortar with the V-notch trowel, kind of like that. We do need to put the mortar underneath this to get this layer of waterproofing attached, and then the pan or the fabric will go in over the top of it and over the curb, and then we're going to do the corners and the tape on the corners. All right, so now we have thin setted the fabric in on the base and up and over the curb and all the walls and the niches. Now we're going to do the corners on the base and thin set those into place. We've got the corner pieces and the tape, and that should take care of our sealing, and then we'll wait for a flood test and then hopefully start tiling. So now we've keyed in all the tape up high around the niches and the corners, so everything, all the screw heads are sealed off. You can see that everything all the way, the corners are in place all the way to the curb and the other side of the curb. That looks pretty sweet. Now we just have to fill it with water and see if it holds.
Let it dry.
Let it dry.